Oh my goodness. This is a frozen lake, and this is the Audi RS4 Avant, which is the super powerful version of the A4, because the less super powerful version is the S4. This is obviously the 4th generation model of the Audi RS4, and this car actually is 7mm lower when compared to the S4 and 30mm wider when compared to the regular Avant. And obviously it looks absolutely phenomenal. This is the B9, has a lot of sportier bits. The key is the same as other Audi models, but if you notice, it is, well, covered in snow right now. Dynamic swipe indicators. I don't know what is this fake stuff happening right here. It gets headlight washers. I think this is the sensor for ADAS systems, and a lot of snow everywhere. Quite low as well. The Audi logo is blackened out here. RS4 written right there. It even gets a front parking camera. Towing hook, which is right now kept like this because there are times where you might have to tow this car out from such places, because yes, it can get stuck, in spite of the fact that it has got quattro, because there's absolutely no grip here. The design definitely looks fantastic. Straight away, let's open the engine bay. There it is, TFSI engine, and it's a V6 of course. There's insulation here. You can obviously notice the snow right now. So you're going to shut this, and let me quickly show you the tires of this car, because obviously these are winter tires with studs on them, and that's the reason why it has good amount of grip when you try to off-road it. I don't know why there's so much. Oh my god, look at that. It's absolutely crazy, the amount of ice which is stuck to the car right now. So from the side you realize that this is quite a long car. In fact, the length of this car is around 4.8 meters. The wheelbase is slightly more than 2.8 meters. Yes, that's quite long, and it has got an antenna here for GPS of course. Meanwhile, I'm just cleaning the snow, which is way too much at the rear. Again, you get this towing hook right now, and here there's an exhaust. It has got active exhaust, that's why one of the flaps is closed. Got exhaust on both the sides. It looks really nice. I love the design of the RS4. It's fantastic. Rear wiper is hidden right now because it's covered in snow. So let's just remove that snow, and that is the rear spoiler of the vehicle. The Audi logo, which is somewhere here, again it's not seen, it will not be seen at all. Let me open the boot of the vehicle, and I can't seem to find the lever to actually open it, so I'll do the next best thing, which is open it from the inside. So here I press this button, and there opens the boot. Obviously power tailgate. 495 liters is the size of the boot, but there is no spare wheel here. Instead, that is the battery, and that is the first aid kit of course. It obviously reclines in 40-20-40 format. Doing that, you can actually increase the boot carrying capacity to 1495 liters. So yes, this is quite practical, but space at the rear is okay. It's not really that great. Let me get inside and show you. Well, legroom and kneeroom seems good enough. Underthigh support isn't that great. Headroom, well, that seems adequate even when I'm looking like an Eskimo. Meanwhile, you get a hook handle, height adjustable seat belts of course, and AC vents here. Now you get charging ports and all that. You obviously get a center armrest as well, and center passenger also gets a head. In fact, here you get some storage space. This opens or what? Okay, they are cup holders. They open like that. You have to actually open this first to open the cup holders. Let me shut this. You can recline the seat like this. So there it is, 60, and then I can actually do it in 40 as well. So there's another trick for the same. Practical car, but no sunroof here, because the sunroof is actually part of optional kit. That is the dashboard, a typical Audi design of course, very sporty, high in terms of quality. Getting in and out can be an issue because obviously this is quite low a car. And if you notice, this particular wire is for GPS, because this car obviously has a specialist timing gear. That is the antenna of this vehicle. And look at the tires. Well, the alloy wheel design is nice. However, silver finishing, black or gunmetal or grey would look really nice. It says Audi Sport right there. In fact, red colored brake calipers are also available. It says RS on the brake calipers. What is the size of the tires? 235/40/19s, and parking sensors obviously almost everywhere. Let's get into the driver's seat. Firstly, the seats are really nice and sporty. You get an extension for the under thigh support. This says RS4, which actually illuminates at night. In fact, it even says RS here on the floor. The regular high quality cabin which you expect in Audi cars, with Alcantara finishing on the steering wheel, and that is a 12.3-inch virtual cockpit. You can change the views as well. Multiple views. I will change it while driving. Actually, I can just change it right now by pressing the RS button there. So yes, that's absolutely crazy because you can hear the exhaust now. It becomes louder. That happens to be a 10.1-inch screen. And obviously, this particular screen is very slick to use. It shows you a lot of information as well. Yeah, the regular bits which you get in an Audi car, of course. That is the RS monitor. Shows you the sport differential is very cold right now because of the cold. You get heated seats. And again, the controls for the air conditioning are very nice. It gets a 3-zone climate control air conditioning system. It gets self-park. This is for the drive select. Multiple drive modes here. 3 drive modes here and 2 RS modes, which you can activate using this button. But heated steering is actually part of optional kit, and that is the specialist timing gear I was talking about. It says Quattro here. It says don't smoke right there. You can actually put the key right there. It gets ambient lighting, which is here as well as there as well, and you get a USB charging socket. No USB-C in this car, which is quite surprising. Physical button for volume control as well, and this is for the electric parking brake and auto hold function. Some storage space here. Okay, there is a USB-C charging socket, thankfully. It also gets seat massage, and these are the kind of massages. You have to actually press a button here to activate it. And let's get into reverse. So you can see the reverse parking camera. Now obviously it has got a 360-degree parking camera. Usually you can't see anything at the rear because there's so much ice, and obviously it gets adaptive guidelines here. So multiple views, I think, for the camera as well. So yeah, that is actually self-park we have got into. Says RS here. In fact, this car has this amazing knurled finishing on the dial to adjust the temperature, which is very premium and very nice as well. I hope they never get rid of this particular panel because it is phenomenal in terms of quality. Very easy to use as well. In fact, the buttons on the steering wheel and the overall quality, like this Alcantara finish and all, super premium, super nice. And that continuous AC vent running treatment, which we saw in the Q7, also fantastic. And the controls for the headlights and all, very nice. You can obviously save up to 3 people settings. So memory seats have been given to. Everything in terms of quality in this car feels absolutely amazing. Yeah, I love the fact that you will never feel that quality has been compromised here, because that is the level of quality. Even though this is just an RS4, not an RS6. Okay, stop recommending me songs whenever you hear the word RS6, because you know the history. Anyways, let's start driving right away. Alright, it's time to start driving, which means let's turn on the car. And straight away, I'm actually going to change the drive mode. We are going to come to, okay, whatever, agree for everything you say right now. Let's come into dynamic mode, and straight away we are into gear. Get in manual for the gearbox, and now let's get onto the track. Now this track is full of snow right now, so I have to be a bit careful, and let's also change the ESC into sport so that I can go a bit sideways as well. And off we go. Okay, nobody there on the track. Into second gear. Snowing quite a lot today. So what powers this car? Well, this car is powered by a 2.9 liter V6 twin turbo petrol engine, which produces 450 horsepower, and the torque output is 600 Newton meters. Obviously, I can't put even half of that power down right now because we are driving on ice, so traction levels are a bit of a problem. But then remember, this is Quattro, and with Quattro, there's good amount of grip to be able to drive it on such kind of roads with absolutely no traction. So this is not actually a road. Okay, this is a very, very, very bad corner. I was not even looking, I was looking here. So if you see, we are driving in the middle of a water stream. Well, this is actually a river, and there's a lake around, so that is the condition right now. Whenever you get stuck, that particular tractor right in front comes to tow you out, and then he also punches on your card that you have used the tractor, and the number of punches you get shows how bad a driver you are. So yeah, plenty of punches happening here. Now 600 Newton meters of torque is a lot. In fact, an increase of 170 Newton meters when compared to the older RS4 because that had a V8 engine. Now this has twin turbo, that was naturally aspirated obviously, so it used to sound amazing. This also sounds quite good, yeah, it does sound good. Only thing is the steering isn't that dynamic. Thankfully there's good amount of grip on offer, lot of grip. Even in these conditions now, the car is managing to stay on the track. Obviously if I turn off ESC, which I will do right now completely, then I have to be even more careful, because then the car will slide even more naturally. Now, gearbox has 3 settings. Firstly, it's an 8-speed automatic gearbox, and it is decently quick with shift, but you are better off in manual mode. We are in manual mode right now, otherwise there's a sport mode or a regular drive mode, and it has got 5 freaking drive modes. There's comfort, there's auto, there's dynamic, and there's RS1 and RS2. You can obviously customize those things. What can you customize? You can customize the engine, the transmission, you can also customize the sound, and that's not all. You can also customize the suspension, because it has got adaptive dampers. Because of adaptive dampers now, the damping is on the stiffer side in sport mode. So they recommend you actually drive in comfort mode here, because when you're in comfort mode now, you're able to transfer the weight much better. And talking about the quattro system, well, it has got a split of 40-60. 40% to the front wheels and 60% to the rear wheels, and it can channel up to 70% power to the front wheels alone and up to 85% power to the rear wheels. So yes, it's quite dynamic in that regard, and it has got a sport differential which is at the rear. What it does is it can split power up to 100% on individual rear wheel when you are going through a corner and you don't have grip. So basically it has got torque vectoring, a lot of tech in this car, and the sound is good. Yeah, it does sound quite nice, and I think we are going a bit wrong but never mind. This is so much fun. In fact, I think it's time for me to get into the RS mode, and here we are in RS mode. You can see I'm barely using the power and torque because of the lack of grip right here. So it is what it is. And obviously with the modes, you can also change the ESP system. There's ESP on, there's ESP sport, and there is ESP off. Right now I'm in ESP off mode, because of which obviously the car is dancing along, so you have to be a bit careful in that regard. Weight of this car is 1745 kgs. So yes, it is a heavy car. You don't really feel that weight. Basically it is identical to the RS5 in a lot of ways, because everything is the same. Now this is underpinned by the MLB Evo platform, which obviously is fantastic because it's light, it's dynamic, great weight distribution as well, but it competes with 2 really interesting cars. One is obviously the C63 Estate, which is fantastic in its own way, and the other is the amazing M3 Touring. The C63 halved its cylinders, 4-cylinder now. Earlier it was a V8. Obviously the BMW is 6-cylinder since quite a lot of time, but that has the S58 engine, which is absolutely phenomenal an engine. What an engine, that's just amazing. Okay, someone is getting towed out from here right now. Honestly, a lot of practice is needed when you're driving on snow. I know that I have spun so many times, but we'll take the liberty of just crossing very, very, very slowly. And here onto the throttle. It's actually snowing quite a lot right now, because of which traction levels are becoming slightly better actually, because there's black ice. So when snow covers black ice now, there is slightly better traction, and half the time you are counter correcting. Fuel efficiency is terrible. It's returning around 3 kilometers per liter. Yeah, that's it, 3 freaking kilometers per liter, which is expected considering this is obviously having a lot of power. And in these conditions, the car has to work overtime to ensure that it is having enough heat. The tires are offering good grip because these are winter tires with studs on them. Otherwise though, it's impossible to drive this car. And where are we going? I have locked the steering completely. That's insane. But what a dynamic car, what fun. Yeah, it is not easy to drive on snow. It is not easy to drive in these conditions. Temperature outside is -5 right now. I think it was going to be -20, but you have to slide into the corner. You have to be very gentle with your throttle, and this ice experience which I'm experiencing right now with Audi is just unbelievable, because they let us go ahead and do whatever we want with the car, because that's how you're going to learn now. When you go into the snowbanks, then only you realize what you're doing wrong, and I have done a lot of it. Yes, definitely a lot of it, but then it's about sideways fun. Throttle modulation is very important, very crucial that you put the throttle very nice and smoothly, and because we are going all over the place now, it says side assist and exit assist and all those are off. And then look at this bad turn of mine. It's very important to focus very ahead into the corner. Visibility is not that great, so half the times I don't even know where I'm going. But let me tell you, look at the way this car is absolute fun. Change of direction there. That was not a good turn, not at all. But anyways, thankfully we are not stuck. Oh yeah, okay. So if you don't make mistakes, how are you going to learn? Well, sometimes it's better to be a little cautious, because it's not about going heavy onto the throttle. The heavier you go on the throttle, the higher your chances of crashing. Like this, pre-sense kicked in. Yeah, there. Again, we are off, says Audi pre-sense. Basically, what it does is, it tightens my... I have no visibility in the rear camera. So what you're going to do is, we are actually going to go to ESC Sport right now. And now, you can check this out. How it is... Absolute madness. Yeah, with ESC Sport, obviously it kicks in ESP, but it gives it a little leeway of not doing it immediately. Thoda bahut to matlab it gives me that option of sliding without freaking out. So they say, when in doubt, flat it out, and trust me on this, it really works. You have to point the nose of the car into the apex, closer to this direction of the corner, and now it just seems like I'm playing a sliding game with absolutely no traction whatsoever. There's no space for me to experience 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.1 seconds. Yeah, that is quick. Obviously, the RS5 is quicker at 3.8 seconds. I don't know how that is possible. Obviously, because of the lighter weight, this is an Avant, a station wagon, an estate. So definitely it weighs up heavier here. And it has a top speed of 250 kilometers per hour. You can extend that top speed to 280 kilometers per hour with the driver's package. And then if you have an Audi, you can also come to Finland to experience all this and learn how to drive sideways like this. Brakes are good actually. And you can opt for carbon ceramic discs as well, which will reduce the unsprung mass by 8 kgs. But ABS can get a bit oversensitive. Oh my god, this is absolute crazy fun right now. This is not my first time driving an Audi in ice, because I did that last year as well. And trust me on that. Oh my god, look at that, what is happening on the side. Yeah, last year I learned a lot, like slaloms and aggressive braking. This year I'm learning to put everything together to be able to drive more dynamically on ice. And you have to really understand how the Finnish guys really enjoy driving in such conditions. Phenomenal car, but you're not getting the RS4 in India. We don't need it. We have the RS5, right? And the RS5 is a sportback which looks fantastic. Obviously not as practical as an Avant, but yes, the RS5 is an absolute phenomenal machine. I absolutely love it, and experiencing the RS4 here makes me want to probably get one as well, because the A4 is a fantastic car, very underrated, but when it gets more power, it just feels so much better. And then you're just sliding. I can't even see the track anymore, because that is the kind of condition. And since we are in no man's land, it's time to maybe do the horn test. Oh, nice horn. Downshift. Can you hear the sound? The engine is... Oh, engine is so sweet, yeah. I wish it was louder. The BMW M3 is absolutely mental, but since this is sort of the end of its life cycle right now, because the car was first launched in 2018, this is the B9 version of the Audi A4, so it is due for a massive update, and when that update comes, it's going to get hybrid. So then there's going to be more power as well, and instant torque as well. Thing is that there's so much torque coming lower down the rev range. Now there is no issue in terms of turbo lag, so it instantly gives you all that grunt and then puts all that power down beautifully well, even when you're driving on ice like I am right now. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, it is unbelievable fun, because it's not just about going fast, it's making sure that when you reach the corner, you're able to transfer the weight, and the weight transfer, changing the balance, changing the direction, that can get a bit tricky, because if you are late and you get onto the bricks, the car is just going to go wherever it feels like, right into that snowbank. Otherwise, the best way to go is like this. See, I feel like a champion today, because I'm not the champion. The car is the champion. The car is making me do all this so effortlessly. Trust me on this, it's an absolute phenomenal car. So guys, this is my vlog of the Audi RS4, and it's an absolute phenomenal machine. What an experience, what an engine, what balance, what feel. It is just amazing, and I think everybody has jumped out of the track probably right now. I am the only one who's dancing here, because I cannot see a single person. My walkie is on low volume right now, but look at this. Is like an amazing way to be driving. Wow. change of direction, throttle, modulation, keep it on, and this is how you go through this corner. Okay, check this out. Third gear is the best. They were like, always put the car in manual mode and ensure that the car is in a higher gear, because with higher gear the wheel spins will be much lesser, and then obviously you can slide in like this. Yeah, like this. Okay, playtime is over, guys. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button. And then he's standing there saying that, bro, your time is done for the day. Get inside, get in line. Let's go for launch. Woo! I love this car. I absolutely love RS models. The one with an internal combustion engine, of course.